Since the West Indies' dominant performance against a New Zealand 11, Blunder Factory and his men have ramped up the rhetoric how well prepared the West Indies team is for the first test match against New Zealand. Sorry about that. This is not the first time we are hearing that the West Indies test team is well prepared. We heard it against Australia before the start of the Australian series. We heard it. We got 3-0. Before the start of the India series, we heard it. We got 2-0. And following the dominant performances against a New Zealand team that hardly anybody knows the players, Blunder Factory is now shouting to the whole world that the West Indies is very confident of beating New Zealand in the first test match starting Monday, Caribbean time. Hello everyone and welcome to the #1 cricket channel in the Caribbean. I thank you for being here. I appreciate your company and I look forward to a few of your comments as I name my playing 11 this morning. Before though, please support the Cricket Forum channel by checking out the Nike store and the Cricket Forum store in the video description. I ask for your support. Click on these links in the video description and buy something from Nike today or the Cricket Forum store. Before I go to the playing 11, I just want to say that Chanel Henry has gained the largest bid price in the Women Premier League of $150,000+ US. DeAndre Dottin came in for just about 100,000. To the best of my knowledge, there were no other West Indies women who were bought in the WPL auction. Those were the only two that were bought in the auction. Chanel Henry and DeAndre Dottin. Congratulations, ladies. It was just about 6:05 this morning that I realized that the playing 11 that I selected for the West Indies first test did not include the captain. Now, let me remind you of the 15 men that are in New Zealand. Chase, Warwickon, Atterdace, Camber, Chanderpaul, Greaves, Arch, Hope, Imlach, King, Lane, Phillip, Rhodes, Seals, and Shields. Those are the 15 men. When I was planning this show last night, it was quite easy for me to select the playing 11. And this was the playing 11 that I selected last night before this morning, just about 35 minutes ago, I realized that the captain was not in it. So based on the performance in that glorified Corrigoat match against the New Zealand 11, and let me give you an understanding of the 11 that West Indies played against in that match. Last night, West Indian time, it was the final day of the New Zealand first-class match, that round of first-class matches. You know that how we play our first-class 4-day matches? Well, last night was the final day's play in that competition, that round of matches. Therefore, the 11 players that West Indies played against, none of them represented their first-class team in the last round of New Zealand first-class matches. That's how poor of a playing 11 that West Indies played against. Yet still, Blunder Factory is glorifying the performance. So I look at it and I said, well, Camber made 100 against India, it cannot be dropped. Chanderpaul made 85 not out in the glorified Corrigoat match, so he will play. Brandon King, who has been talking about as opener. Yes, Darren Sammy said that he's preparing as an opener. So Brandon King will come in at number 3 because I saw the glorified Corrigoat match as a battle for 3 places in the team. Should Chanderpaul had failed and Brandon King did not, Brandon King would have opened. So I think Brandon King batting at 3 and Chanda Paul batting at 2. It was a competition to see who should open. Now both of them perform. So it now goes down to Hodge and Athanaze for that number 5 batting position. Hodge performed, Athanaze did not perform. Right? So I have Hodge at 5. Now Greaves is at 6. Greaves is at 6 in my team for 2 reasons. 1, he's a better batsman than Tevin Imlach. And 2, I want Greaves to recognize that he cannot make this side as a bowler. I want him to recognize that you have to make this side as a batsman and your bowling will complement it. There's no such thing as all-rounder when the player cannot make the side either as a batsman or a bowler. Someone like Ben Stokes who can make England team solely as a bowler, or he can make it solely as a batsman. In the case of Greaves, Greaves cannot make this team solely as a bowler. So I want him to recognize that he's making this team as a batsman, and I will talk to him about it. I'll tell him that, Greaves, your place in this team depends on how well you batted, not what you're contributing with the ball. That is complimentary, of course, but you cannot make this team as a bowler. You can make this team as a batsman. So I want you to go out there and average 35, 40, and then put him at number 6 to bat. So those are the 2 reasons. He cannot make the team as a bowler. He can only make the team as a batsman, so he needs to bat at 6. And secondly, he's a better batsman than Tevin Imlach. Then the bowlers more or less select themselves. The match has been played at Hagley Oval. Don't expect any turn. Roach batting at number 8. That will ring some alarms bell, but it's what we have down there. So Roach at 8, Lane at 9, Philip and Seals. So that was my playing 11 up to 6:05 this morning. And then I realized that, my God, in quotation marks, I leave off the captain. And so then I readjust. And then I said that this is the 11 that I would play. So I'd leave out Chase, I would leave out Imlach and bring in Ruston Chase to bat at number 7. Naturally, they would bat him ahead of Greaves, bat him at 6. And then Shea Hope will have to do the wicket keeping, batting at number 4. Although it has happened before, we see Pant batting at 5. We recall Sangakkara batting at 3 for most of his career. So he can do a job. So that would be the adjustment now that I made in my played 11 when I realized that I leave out the captain, Ruston Chase. I must confess to you that when I realized that I leave out Ruston Chase, I said to myself, can Ruston Chase have a little nigger for this match? You know, nothing to harm him, nothing to cause any problem for him, nothing life-threatening or anything, just a little nigger, and leave him out of this match. And so Shea Hope will get to captain the team and will be able to play this 11, my original 11. But you know, I never wish injury for anyone. So this would be my playing 11, leaving out Tevin Imlach and ask Shea Hope to keep the wicket. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think they're going to go with this 11. So this is 11 that they are going with. So Blunder Factory, although he said that Kavim Hodge is the best batsman of the bouncing ball in the West Indies team, and we are playing against New Zealand, where there's a lot of bunks. Blunder Factory will not include Kavim Hodge in his played 11 for the first test match. Now, I know many persons will say that he should play ahead of King. And I do not have a challenge with anyone who is saying that, yes, we could simply bat at number 3. I do not have an issue with he batting at number 3. But I'm telling you right here, right now, this is the playing 11 that West Indies will be going with in the first test match. You can bet on it. I don't usually tell you that you can bet on a playing 11, but you can bet on this playing 11 that this is a playing 11 that West Indies will be going in the first test match against New Zealand with. Greaves will probably bat at 7 and they bat Imlat at 6. Imlak at 6, but that should not be the case. I hope Blunder Factory and his sidekicks are listening to me and realize that Greaves is a better batsman than Tevin Imlak, and he should bat him at 6. And also, he should realize that Greaves is making this team as a batsman and not as an all-rounder, because he's not. He's a batsman who can bowl a few overs. He cannot make this team as a bowler. Therefore, he's not an all-rounder. So that is the expected playing 11. This would be my playing 11 if I was the one that is selecting the team. I would have chased out of the team and asked Shea Hope to captain the team. But I think this is the playing 11 that they're going to go with. I'm coming to your comments now because I'm wrapping up quickly, and I'm glad to see that you are here. So good morning again, everyone. Thank you. Thank you, Salim. I appreciate you. Jamor, good morning to you, man. Sherwin, good morning to you. Carlton Ayman, yes, you can. Yes, that you can only play who is in front of you. My team is Chanderpaul, Canberra, Obe, King, Hodge, Chase, Greaves, Roach, Lane, and Seals. How many is that? 1, 2, 3. So you have Oak batting at 3, King at 4, Hodge at 5. Okay, so you don't have Imlak in your team, Carlton Ayman. I'll do it. Well, Carlton Ayman, I see you have Imlak down the bottom there, but you have 11 up top and you don't have Imlak in your team either. So, okay, good. Roach, Imlak, Shields, and King are out of my 11, said Sherwin. Roach, Imlak, Shields, and King are out of your playing 11, said Sherwin. Thank you very much for your 11, Sherwin. Don't have a problem with anyone selecting the 11. Good morning to you too, Colin. How you doing? When do the West Indies play New Zealand? The first match starts Monday night Caribbean time. It's Monday evening Caribbean time. So I think it's 6 o'clock in Jamaica, 7 p.m. in the Eastern Caribbean. Chase is one of our best against the short ball, said Sherwin. Thank you very much for your comments. Thank you for all those who participated. Thank you for all of those who are watching. And please, may I remind you, check out the Cricket Forum store in the video description, and also check out the Nike store in the video description. When you purchase items from these stores, you are supporting the Cricket Forum Hurricane Relief Effort. Thank you all. I saw another. This is John P. Nicol. Good morning. Ajahn King will play. Imlak cannot make the team, said John P. Nicol. Interesting. So you don't think that they're going to bat Shea Hope at 4 because there's the rhetoric that is coming from Blunder Factory and his team is that Shea Hope is best suited to bat at 4, and that's where he's most comfortable, whether in tests or white ball cricket. So and they would probably think what the rhetoric also said that with him batting at 4, they want to relieve him of the wicket keeping duty. A matter of fact, John P. Nicol, I agree with you, that Imlak should be left out and Shea Hope keep the wicket. I agree with you. But, boy, with you agreeing with me and I am agreeing with you, aren't I in trouble? John P. Nicol agreeing with me and I'm agreeing with him. John P. Nicol, boy, something is not right, John P. Nicol. I wonder were you affected by the hurricane, John P. Nicol? I don't know. Yes, so, yes, Sherwin, your playing 11 is Canberra, Chanderpaul, Hodge at 3, Hope at 4, Atanase at 5, King at 6, Chase at 7, Greaves at 8, Phillip at 9, Seals at 10, and Lane at 11. But wouldn't we be going into that match with one bowler short? Because we only have 3 seamers there in that match, Sherwin. You are only playing 3 seamers. I don't see Greaves as a 4th string bowler, We're left to be seen. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day. Take care of yourself. Take care of your loved ones. And I'll see you tomorrow.